Yes, it's Minister Cruise Control here, and I have with me a man who has lost 36 pounds. I say he lost 36 pounds because of the magic of the Lord, because of the magic of the Jews, the Dubba-Dubbas, and the Ramadamanians, and that's why he lost that weight. Anyway, this is the fucking nothing sacred fucking show. It is the fucking 22nd of June. I always do that. I'm like, what the fuck day is it? 22nd of June, 2017. I am Cruise Control.
I am Maxwell Silverhammer.
And I hope the music was loud enough for you that time. You probably barely heard me.
It was actually cutting you out, as you could tell I couldn't hear you that well.
Which is why I didn't fucking turn it up that loud. So that's the problem.
I understand.
Good fucking
God damn it!
God.
I don't understand why it doesn't come through the speakers
I
like
don't
it used to.
understand. But that was the segue I wanted to start with. First of all, just a quick mention that what are you 204 now on this fucking diet, dude?
Yeah. Yesterday I weighed myself and I was 204. So
holy shit, man!
I'm trying to decide if I want to go get a brew tonight because I'm off tomorrow. So, but see, here's the thing. I'm going to be drinking several times this weekend, and I know this, so I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't want to pack the pounds back on.
Well, you won't pack the pounds back on because the drinking wasn't the problem. It was the eating the triple burgers every meal. You only drank once or twice a week.
Didn't help, man.
Yeah, but you're, I mean, you're still drinking the same amount, right? Like the same shit that you drank before?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I'm trying to do more light beers, but, hey, sometimes what they have on draft is what they have on draft.
No, light beers fucking suck. Sorry. No, just don't do light beers. Just drink regular. If you're not, either drink beer or don't drink beer. But drinking a light beer, it's like halfway going into your girlfriend and just sitting there and being like, yeah.
Like your penis just lodged up in
it, like halfway, like just halfway, and she's like, and you're like, yeah, I'm inside my girlfriend. That's a light beer right there. Right. Okay.
Like pussy on your dick, but
but you're just sitting there, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "This is not really very. Why am I bothering? You know?"
Right.
Like with a fucking hardcore
that doesn't want to fuck me. You
like
know?
with a brown sugar. A brown sugar is like a fucking pull her legs up over your fucking shoulders and just pump that shit
just
until
beat them walls
exactly.
up. Huh?
That's like commitment. That's a commitment to beer. Anyway,
go ahead.
Go ahead. Commitment.
I was gonna say, I got to give some 2 butt plugs real quick, man.
Okay.
One, if speaking of plugging something, that's what. Oh, you see? No, but first one, dude, I found this service, and it's for people who don't have smartphones. It's called GoGo Grandparent. It's great, dude. You call it up. It's fucking, you put in, they said, to go to your home address, press 1. For us to come to this address, press 2. So, anyway, they have your card on file, all that bullshit, and you just set up the ride. Usually the cars come to you in the next 4 to 5 minutes, and they're there.
Go
you know
grandma,
what I'm saying?
Huh?
And so it's fairly cheap.
Now, wait a second. So this is like a taxi service then?
Kind of like an Uber or Lyft. It actually allows people that don't use smartphones to take Uber or Lyft.
Oh,
but
wow.
I don't think we can select. I don't believe we can. I think they just.
So now you're using Uber and Lyft now because it's a lot less expensive to get around than a regular tag. Is it that much less expensive than a regular cab?
Well, let's see. I went from my house to Trop and Spencer, and that was like $9.
Oh, that would have been more. That would have been more in a cab, probably.
That's what I'm saying. That's pretty decent, man.
No, that's not bad if you need to get a ride quickly, and if you have those unpleasant paratransit moments,
Oh yeah, of course. Well, yeah, exactly. I need some kind of get back.
And plus, it's go grandma, so maybe you'll be hitching a ride, and you'll get to go on some grandmas.
Maybe one of the drivers that happens to be a grandma.
Yeah, exactly. Go blow grandmas.
So it's gograndparent.com.
Okay, go.
Check it out.
Hell, if you go that way, you could do the grandparent thing. Maybe a threesome,
Hey,
let the husband watch because he's too invalid to get it up, so he can just watch and pretend, remember, and imagine him when you
bang
you
her,
are.
Right? You bang his wife right,
and then you put on you talk like him, like, oh yeah, and he's like, and he tries to
you hear him slapping his cock in the corner. It just sounds like somebody beating a fucking
beating a fish, beating a rotten sausage against a plastic bag,
yeah.
Exactly. And then, of course, he has a heart attack and dies in front of you, and you don't really care, and she doesn't care because as he dies, his wife orgasms hard. And then, and then she dies too, of course, at the same time. So she orgasms and dies. He has a heart attack and dies while watching you fuck his wife and pretending that he's you.
Hey,
that's good grandparents. That's the
fantasy.
That's the
like,
business
this is
model.
how I want to die. I just want to leave this bitch, and I want somebody to help me do it. So, and
right.
the second one, dude, is just a guy at Transdev, dude. This was fucking cool. The other day, and I've never gotten this in 20 years that I've ridden, but this one morning, I'm sitting around waiting for the text to come in from RTC or whatever, and I get a phone call. And it's the paratransit dispatch number. And I'm like, oh, shit. What, are they outside? And I'm sitting up here, like, And so I answer it. And the guy's like, hey, this is Matt from Transdev. And so anyway, he's calling because he wants to give me a heads up that my ride's going to be late. So I'm like, okay, great. Awesome. Thanks, dude. And sometimes that's all it takes, man, is that motherfucker.
It's not about the ride being late. It's just about you knowing so you can prepare or make some other plans if you need to. Like, how late is it going to be? Okay, well, I'll call Uber or I'll make plans. Because it's going to happen sometimes, especially in that shithole town. And the way they, But if they just tell you, and if their texts were accurate, like if their text said, boom, the bus will be 40 minutes late, and then you fucking miss it because it's outside when the text comes.
Right. That's not foolproof either.
That's what I'm saying. So but the whole point is that someone calling you and telling you, and it's nice.
That's all it took, man, and it made my day. I was just like, okay, fine. I wasn't angry, nothing, And it was so. Shout out to Matt, works at Transdev, cool motherfucker. I actually texted his boss and told him, hey man, this dude deserves something cool because this is the first time I've ever had this happen.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
all right.
Shout out to Diggity. So, I got to hear some shit, dude. You got stories for me.
I got a story. It's actually one long, here's the story, man. And it's the Pastafarian adventure, my friend.
Ah, that's what I wanted to hear. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So so just bear with me throughout the stories because it's going to end in a certain way. But so first of all, I'm supposed to go out there Saturday, and got all the paperwork. I'm all set. I'm ready to go. I'm nervous because I don't know what to expect. And I was trying to write something, but I was like, fuck it. So I decided I was just going to improvise it. And I was going to rhyme it. So I was going to rhyme and improvise the whole thing. Right?
Okay.
Something that I would do. That's kind of the
cruise
control.
Well, it's got to have you just can't get up there and do the generic shit.
That's and of course, I thought I'd be going there. So I brought some slacks and, a cheesy Hawaiian shirt. Because, hey, Pastafarian pirates, right?
Corp it up, man.
Yeah, so I'm ready to go. I get off work a little early, which I didn't necessarily want to do because I wanted to catch an early bus at 4. So I get out there at 3, and I'm walking into the Greyhound station, and the phone rings, and I pick my phone. I go, hello, and then the guy while I'm walking into the Greyhound, the guy at the Greyhound station goes, hello. He goes, are you Jeff Cruz? And I go, yeah. He goes, oh, well, I'm sorry to tell you, but the bus is going to be about 2 hours late. So I'm there at 3. I'm downtown at 3. So I'm like, oh, this is a good start. So this is how this starts.
Right.
This is how this starts.
It's coming at 5 o'clock instead of 3 o'clock like you thought.
No, I know it's coming at 6 o'clock instead of 4 because I got there early. I was gonna go eat and come back and get on the bus, but because I get there, I handle my shit. I'm not like I'm gonna get there at 4 o'clock for a 4:10 bus. I'll get there at 3 o'clock for no. Give me a break. No, I get there early, get my ticket, go eat, hang out. Get on the bus. No, an hour's no problem. But I'm like, oh fuck, 3 hours. So I call my my friends, and they're like, oh cool, it's okay, man. We'll give you there. We're gonna barbecue, man. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm getting some stuff at the store. I'm like, oh cool. So I'm sitting there. So of course I go eat. And by the way, if you tried Togo's,
no, I've never even heard of it.
Okay, they're a sub place, and I do not butt plug them. I fucking butt fuck them. Fuck them.
Okay, what happened?
Not because they're bad. But they're the most generic and bland and bready. They're worse than Subway, basically.
See, I like Subway, but then again, I like everything.
Yeah, but I mean, because they're so they're even like Blimp. Well, yeah, but this place is
Blimpie's. Yeah, it was good too.
Blimpie's was actually good because it wasn't all bread. The bread was kind of like it was
there. They sauced the shit out of their stuff.
This was just bread and just like they had a piece of it. It was just kind of shitty. So I was like, all right. So I go have a couple beers and come back in. I'm like, all right, I'm ready to get on the bus. 6:30 comes around. Bus, because the reason why the bus was late was because the driver got sick, so I had to find a new driver, and it took 2 hours to do so.
Ah, fuck.
So we're standing at the door waiting, and the bus pulls up, and I'm like, all right, finally get on the bus. It's about 6:30, so it's even later than we expected, So I'm not supposed to get there until 10 o'clock at this point. or 9:30 or so. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna get on the bus. I'm just ready to go. I'm still nervous about tomorrow, and also I started my actual job this week in terms of out of training. So I was nervy about that, like taking calls and stuff like that. So just kind of just one of those moods, like I just want to get there, have a beer, and just chill out, and just relax.
Now,
and have some
how
barbecue.
long would this bus ride be?
It's
I mean,
a 3.5 hour.
Going?
I'm going down to Medford.
Okay, so it's still in the same state then.
Oh, still in the same state. It's just a 3.5 hour ride. But I was supposed to get there at 7:15, and I didn't get there till 10 o'clock. So.
Yeah,
7 o'clock. So like 7 o'clock is like, all right, 7 o'clock, still out, light out. Let's get some barbecue. Let's hang out. 10 o'clock's like,
right. 10 o'clock, people are ready to go to sleep.
It leads, not for us. I mean, but it leads.
Well,
us,
I know, but
it leads to what happens, of course, because it was Saturday night.
Shit.
My buddy wasn't there, but that's later on in the story because the bus pulls up. Okay.
Okay.
So the bus pulls up and the driver gets off. I'm like, why are we not getting on this bus? And the driver comes and goes, I'm sorry, it's going to be a minute. We've got a situation on the bus. And then that's all she says. And we're like, oh, shit. And then this chick was standing there saying, did somebody urinate on the seats or something? And I'm like, And then we see some dude come walking out with like a lighter, like a flashlight lighter, like a beam, and a fucking like pole. And then also some chick comes running in. She's like pissed off, and I guess there were some threats going on the bus or something like that, where someone was threatening somebody else. So I'm like, Greyhound, got that in Greyhound, woo! So
ghetto ass Greyhound.
Great, but it's good for what it is. But yeah.
Right.
So then so we finally get on the bus, and what happened was some dumb jerk had fucking the little vents on the side of the bus where the air conditioning comes out on a Greyhound type bus. Next to the windows.
Over the windows, right?
Yeah, under the windows, where it's like you can put your hand on the little. There's a little like gap,
bar type thing.
Little gap between the window and the
vent.
Yeah, the vent. Well, some motherfucker had dropped his cell phone down there and was like, "I need to get my phone. I have to get it." So they spent 15, 20 fucking minutes trying to fucking pry his fucking phone out from between the goddamn window and the fucking inside of the bus.
Oh, hell no. And this fucker held everyone up?
Yeah, and then he's like, sorry, man. And then we're sitting there, and I guess there's whispers. I'm hearing shit around about some crazy chick who's accusing everybody on the bus of stealing shit, and who has gone into the bathroom 3 or 4 times and changed clothes every time.
Shit.
Okay. So I'm like, oh. And the first thing the bus driver says when she gets on the bus, she goes, I hope we have a peaceful ride. Everybody starts laughing. I'm like, oh, that means that the ride before wasn't peaceful. She goes, let's be peaceful on this ride. And then she starts pulling out, and some dude goes, hold on, the blonde with the dog isn't on the bus yet. And we've been there for 30 fucking minutes, right? And I'm like, why the fuck are you not on the bus? After 30 minutes. She's like, oh my God, it's going to leave. Yeah, what a fucking idiot. My bus could leave? Oh, good God.
Oh, it won't leave without me.
I don't know if she was older or not. She's one of those blondes who probably could be from 40 to 70,
Okay, so she's kind of like a
no, just
chick?
The way she just kind of bland and just kind of there, and kind of and like she was like basically she had her dog with her little poodle, and they screeched the bus to the halt, get her on. I'm like, this is getting fucking crazy. So we're driving, and I have a little nap, fall asleep, get to our first stop, and we're there for 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're going to get back on. And of course, we're getting back on, and the bus driver goes down and goes, ma'am, you need to get you and your dog back on the bus. And I don't know, and everybody needs to, first of all, I didn't get off the bus, because everyone needs to get off the bus. Oh, God, I got to get off the bus and smoke. I got to smoke and get off the bus. Okay, whatever, yeah. So everybody has to get off, so everybody gets back on. And then the woman has to go back in the back, because the lady who had talked about the crazy bitch back there, she goes,
still back
so we hear something, she goes, I hear the bus driver saying something, and the bus driver comes up and goes, has anybody seen this woman's boot? Did anybody put this woman's boot in your bag? So basically, she thought we were stealing one of her boots, okay? So
why one boot?
So one of her boots, okay. So I'm like, oh, all right, so this is fucking great. So then I'm like, and we're all like, no, and the driver's like, cool. The driver's like, okay, no one saw a boot. We're going, and didn't want to, not going to fucking, because she had already been through this the whole day. The poor driver, apparently she had gotten up at 5 a.m., or had gotten home at 5 a.m. that morning, and then they called her in, 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon to
cover for that
other driver. So she had to come back in and cover for the driver, yeah, and then she has to get a ride back from up to Portland, from where we were. So basically like an 8-hour, 9-hour ride.
Oh, Jesus.
So 5 or 6 hour ride probably. So, or even, actually, no, she's going up to Sacramento. Holy shit, yeah, she's going up to Sacramento.
Yeah, she lives in Sacramento?
No, she lives in Portland. She has to go down to Sacramento, then get driven up on another bus back home.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so that's like, yeah, so she was taking it well. She's like, I'm okay. And I'm like, okay, man. And I said, thank you, when I left.
Well, they get used to that lifestyle, too, after a while, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I know, but still, it's like, yeah, whatever. So then I'm like, all right, it's 10 o'clock. I get there. I'm like, oh shit, I can get there. And dude, they pull up and well, I call them and my buddy's girl, Diz. She goes, oh, by the way, we didn't get any barbecue. We barely started the sauce for the big spaghetti, and I go, oh, does that mean my buddy's buzzed? Or he goes, yeah, buzz is not a word for it. He is fucking trashed, and she is fucking pissed. He is just obliterated trash. Not the kind of like, hey, you doing? We're like, hey, good man.
So he's incapacitated at this point.
Oh, just about, man. He's stumbling over shit, and his house is full of all this shit. So we get back to house, and he's all, and so I'm like, we need to go to the store to get some beer because I need to
eat some.
I need to get drunk myself here. I'm like, fuck it. Hey, I'm not gonna deal with this all night sober, dude. I'm stuck here. I'm stuck in this house with these fucking angry, fucking silent fiance who has a right to be pissed. Just because it's the night before, and you're trying to get shit done, and he's like, he's a
totally
cool
trash.
He's a cool dude, but yeah, that's the kind of shit that happens. So, and this kind of goes along with their personalities. How she's more like buttoned up, and he's like the opposite. It's totally the opposite attract relationship in a lot of ways. In some ways, not. Like they do a lot of stuff together, like game and other stuff, and they have.
Well, that's it. They have some common ground.
Yeah, of course, but in like fundamental ways, like he's like the, oh man, let's do it, dude. Yeah, bro, woo, yeah, man. And she's like the, oh, I don't know if we should do that. I'm worrying, So
right.
And so she's tripping because all this shit needs to get done. We have to have the pasta. The pasta's got to be ready in the morning. The sauce is on, and he's like, I need to turn, and the sauce gets burnt first of all. So there's a big pot of sauce that's burnt. So you're like, so this is the story. Like I said, I don't tell them any stories here.
Yeah, okay. When you launch, you got me fucking in suspense here.
So now I'm going, oh fuck, and then he gotta go and he goes, dude, guess what? This is what you're wearing tomorrow, dude. And he pulls me in as a fucking pirate costume. One of those Halloween pirate costumes on the bed. I'm like, okay, you got me a full pirate costume. And I'm like, okay, so they got all three of it, and I'm like, well, that's kind of, I guess it's cool, but at this point, I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, just a little bit, just like, whoa, shit, I'm still excited, still think, okay, can still go good, because he's one of those dudes that bounces back, like, if he falls asleep for 5 hours, he's like, dude, and he gets up and goes, oh, man, whoa. He's not like, like sometimes, when you get up in the morning, you're just like, hi.
Oh yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, usually he bounces back pretty well. So I down a couple Imperial Stouts, 10% Stouts. I'm like, fuck it. So I down a couple of those, pass out, I get up in the morning, and they have this little dog, and it's a cute little dog, I'm like, and I thought, oh, it's a cool little dog. So I go out there, leave the door open to the room that I'm staying in, and the door came open or whatever, and then I go back in and I sit down and I smell something. And I smell some pee, and I pick up my shorts that were on the floor, because I slept on my, and I smell my shorts and they're just full of fucking dog piss.
Oh, the dog pissed right on your shorts?
On my shorts, yeah.
Oh, fuck. I hope you had some extras, man.
I had extra clothes, yeah. So plus I was wearing the pirate outfit that day, and I was going to wear some pants and a shirt, even though it would have been hot. It still would have been, I was going to wear, like pants. I was trying to be like the minister, nothing like fancy.
You got to look a little distinguished.
But, just like I was going to wear a Hawaiian shirt just to look kind of cheesy, like this. But it's not. It's a nice Hawaiian shirt. It's really nice looking, but it's still Hawaiian. Like, hey, I'm going to be wearing, because I knew I was going to wear a colander on my head. Basically,
see, I call those Jimby shirts. You talking about the button-ups?
Yeah, the button-ups. But you actually like tuck them in and shit. Like I just leave them hanging out like a Hawaiian shirt should.
Oh, right. I got to tuck them in, man, for, if I'm trying to look professional.
Yeah. So then, so I thought I had that, but I'm wearing pirate shit now. So I'm like, all right. So we go through the morning, and we're supposed to leave at 12:30. And he's getting up. He's making new sauce. He has to make a vegetarian sauce and a regular sauce. So he's making new sauce, and he has to do it all because the sauce burnt the night before, because it was sitting on all night, fucking just bubbling, and that you can't have it sitting all night bubbling, so it burnt.
Nice.
And so then he's fine the next morning, and she's still all worried and kind of half worried and half not, and I'm like, oh, what's going on?
So it's kind of a tense, awkward situation.
It's kind of, but I was still chilling. I was like, all right, let's just do this, because I was like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen here. So it was weird. It was awkward, but not awkward in like oh, this is kind of shitty. We're not getting along. We're all weird around each other. It was just awkward that we were trying to get shit done, and because he's like the kind of he's like the fuck. I don't fuck. He's like, I don't fucking care. We'll get it all taken care of. It'll happen. So
yeah.
So anyway, and I'm kind of in the middle of that, so I'm like, oh, whatever. And so around 11:30 or 12, we were supposed to leave about 12:30, get there about, or 11:30 and get there about 1. So we leave at 1:30 because we have to get all this shit done. So we leave 2 hours late. Things supposed to start about 3, and we get there about we leave about 1, and it's an hour-long drive. So we get there, and this is nice campsite, right? Or it's a campsite.
Okay.
So we thought
it's outdoors.
So I thought, and we had never been there before. Diz, the girlfriend, and I have never been there before. Diz is her online name. That's what we call her. But
okay, that's fine.
So and that's an interesting thought, but I'll talk about it later. So we get to the campsite, and we pull up, and we thought it was like, okay, it'd be a park, and you'd walk out, and like maybe the cars would be like in sight distance of where we'd be doing the ceremony.
Right?
No, it's like this fucking trek about like 5 to 10 minute walk through this fucking like hiking trails, and we're going up this trail.
Well, and you're dressed nicely, right? You want to be hiking through some.
Well, I'm dressed in a pirate outfit, bro. So.
Okay, but I thought you had some slacks.
No, I did. I was going to, but I got the whole outfit. I didn't wear that the whole weekend. I had fucking pirate pants. I had pirate bootstraps. I had pirate bracers. I had a pirate shirt. I was pirated out, dude. I was fucking full-on pirate. I have like black.
Because when you said pirate costume, I just thought maybe it was something that just went over your shoulders or something.
No. It's a full-on pants and everything. And it was kind of warm, and it was hot. It was hot as fuck out there,
I'm sure.
And the thing is, and while we're going up there, it's this little car, it's not like an off-road car. And we start going off-road, though, on this trail. It's like...
Cars hitting bottom and shit.
And Diz like, oh, shit. And Diz is driving, and we're going over these bumps and shit. And then, cool thing was, not cool thing, but so I'm losing my train of thought because I forgot something earlier. We pulled up to the gas station, and the guy looks in and goes, "What are you guys doing? Going to a Halloween party?" And I'm like, "Halloween party? Like no, we're pirates getting married." And he goes, "Oh, cool, man!" As the guy who pumps our gas, so because you get gas pumped.
So they knew him?
No, he was just a stranger that saw pirates drive up in a car. So
gotcha.
Yeah, so anyways, we're sitting there going through this thing, so we stop there, and then after we drive all this, we have to get out and then hike all the way to this campsite, because his friends had got a campsite the night before, and we asked Shag at the point where we're going to get there, he goes, because there's no cell service, and like, are you gonna be able to find them? He goes, oh, if they're there, I'll probably find them. I'm like,
oh boy,
yeah. So we're like, oh my god. So we're going through this hiking thing, and I have no idea where this place is, and they go ahead and I'm like, this is like literally a 5 to 10 minute walk out there, and we get to this place and it looks okay, like we didn't notice the beauty of it or anything like that because we were both tripping. He's like, oh well, everybody will get here, it's like whatever.
Just in his carefree way.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, I know. It's
no. I'm just adding to this shit, man.
Yeah,
you're right. He's very like, fuck it.
Yeah, you're right.
Like almost too fuck it.
Almost, yeah, definitely too. But that's but then again, he's probably inside going, oh shit, what about trying to play it cool because I just think that might happen. So anyway, and Diz is sitting there, and she's about to lose it. She's just like, oh my god, my friends are not going to be able to find it here because she only invited a couple people that she wanted to be there, and if they weren't there, then one of them was the best woman type person, and she's like, oh my god, and I'm thinking, man, I'm going to be doing this fucking thing for like 4 people, right? Like there's going to be like 5 people because no one's going to be able to find this motherfucking place, okay?
Right.
So let's speed this up a little bit here, and it's like 2:30 by this time. We're like, oh shit, man, when is this? Speed up a little bit. People start coming in. And there's a group of people that come in, friends that finally found the place. The place that we got was the one that Shags wanted. It was his friend Jared. They had camped the night before there, and so they could look at the spot, and if the spot opened up, they could move over and take it over. That's what they did, right? The camp spot.
Okay.
So all these people start coming in, and then a friend says, "Okay, hey, we're gonna go out here, and we're gonna go put some signs up. We're gonna go actually wait for people, see if we can guide them in here." And Diz is like, "Okay," because she's like, "I can't, I want my, she wants to make this at least somewhat, memorable."
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and it's hot as
the
fuck.
Wedding for women, especially.
Yeah, and we're hot. It's hot as fuck out there, and I'm sweating. I'm right now. I'm thinking of the ceremony. I'm just totally like, oh shit, people coming, not just people coming, but just like what I'm gonna say, because I'm like, I'm gonna rhyme this, but whatever. So
right.
then,
you got your shtick you got to do yet.
And then Diz is like, oh, my friends are here, and they had found basically everybody found the fucking place. Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Everybody who fucking was supposed to found the place, and it was there. So we're all there, and we do this ceremony, and I start off the ceremony, and I rhyme the whole fucking thing, improvised rhyme like, here you have this celebration. This marriage here is an improvisation. And then I started going, down the end of the day, and then he met her when they started to play, and then he went down the game of her, and he became in his cage. And then he became a powerful undead mage, and then he had a part-time, and then I told him about how he moved up to the Northwest, and I kind of fucked up a little bit, because there were points where I was like, and then it did, and I know, but I was told afterwards that they thought that the kind of points where you could tell you were struggling to find something, it made it real, made it real.
Oh, so it actually looked like it was some,
because it
like
was.
That was you reciting this shit.
Because it wasn't like that, so it would look like I was actually trying to improvise. Long story,
it was part of the skit.
Yeah, long story short, but it actually wasn't part of the skit. It was
me
fucking
but they thought it was.
No, they knew it wasn't part of the skit. They knew it was me struggling to improvise. They knew I was making the shit up right fucking there. That's what I'm saying. They weren't like, oh. So in other words, it fucking blew them all away. It was fucking amazing. Everybody loved it. They were all like crying. Dizzy was crying, and she's like, "Oh my god!" Because I talked like a pirate the whole time, and I was like, "Blood of the day, and the have the sea." So I told this story in a rhyme, and it fucking turned out absolutely fucking amazing. Everyone fucking loved it.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so everybody fucking loved the whole. And it was surreal. And then I looked around, and during the day, it got more and more beautiful out there. So at a certain point, it was so fucking pretty, and there was a river behind us and shit, and it was like.
Did it ever cool off?
No. But we cooled off a little bit because we were able to have beers.
See, it couldn't be pretty to me if this shit didn't cool off. Even if there was nice sounds to listen to and all that shit, it would still. I'd be like,
it wasn't so hot if you were wearing nice shorts and like a short sleeve shirt and like a light shirt. You wouldn't be too bad. It's just when you're wearing pirate garb, when you're wearing a fucking shirt with bracers on, leather bracers and shit. And
well, and I don't even know what the temperature was. Yeah. I'm just assuming because, dude, we got some pretty hot shit here.
Yeah, it was about 85 to 90 there, but that's up in Oregon with with a little bit more humidity and a lot of bugs and shit. There were a lot of bugs and shit around, but we had good food and everything, and it worked out really well. And the topper of the story is. First of all, I'll go over my thoughts about how I feel about it afterward, or a little bit after here. Like I said, it's a little bit of a long spiel of mine. Take makeup off for all these spiels of yours.
That's okay. Are mine that long?
No, not this long.
That's what I thought. I was like, damn, nigga.
But this is a chock full story. It's full of shit. So anyway, full of bullshit. But anyway, so we're driving home. And we're all like, wow, McGad, fucking shot, right? We're still in our pirate shit. Walking up, and some chick is on the side of the road. Her truck's broke down on the side of the road, and she's holding a wailing baby, a crying fucking baby. Okay, and she's like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. There's no phone service out here. My baby was at the campsite and stepped on a hot coal. And her foot is really burned. I don't know what to do. And then Diz is driving, going, "All right, get in here. Get in here. We're gonna take you down."
Oh no! And her kid.
Yeah. So we're gonna take you. We're gonna take you down. No, I didn't. Hey, your kids. There's no one was. There were other people coming behind us, but it was. But anyways, she gets in the car with a crying kid. The kid's got a fucking boiling fucking blister on its foot. It's like skin's all white and shit and.
Shit.
Yeah. So she's all crying, and you know how burns are, man. Especially, they don't stop hurting. They're not like certain pains. They're like, okay. If I don't move it, my sprained ankle or whatever. No, burns are like,
right.
for like
just a constant. Yeah, air makes them worse.
Yeah, constant. And so she's just wailing the whole time for about 30 minutes. You know, we're just going down. And she calls her friend, and the thing that's funny about this, she calls her friend and goes, "Yes, no, I'm being taken down to the corner store by a bunch of pirates." And so,
oh shit!
Yes, because we were dressed up as pirates, so we were the fucking super fucking hero pirates, and so that's my fucking story, man. That's the story there, dude. That was my crazy. It started out like, what the fuck with the late bus and all the bus shit.
Oh, it sounds like there was some butt fuckery on that trip, dude.
It was, but it I don't know, man. It turned out okay. The whole point of it, the point of being there turned out okay.
To satisfaction. That's the main thing. So if that worked out, then that's all
it was. It
matters.
Just and dude, it's a pretty profound thing to marry some people, man. I just gotta say, dude, it just made me think about a lot of different shit, man. Not religiously, but just. And I guess I did a great job, as they said, from what they said. So.
You got to remember too, it's not all this in God and we're below. You know. The whole thing is uniting two people that want to spend the rest of their lives together.
And I did that under law, and I did that like officially, like I fucking did it for real, and I did it in my own way, and they loved it, and they, so she and she was really happy about it. So yeah, so that's
help make memories, man.
That's my story, man, and I'm the minister now, man. I'm officially the minister.
Memory minister, dude. You're the memory minister.
The memory minister who saved a...
Memory minister cruise control.
A minister and his pirate friends save a baby and her mother.
Man, but God, dude, I couldn't even imagine sitting in a car with a screaming fucking kid.
She was loud, but it was more like, honestly, we all just felt terrible for her.
So obviously it was the point where you're like, oh, we couldn't. So even you in your mind, you're going.
Of course not. I was like, I was still going, ooh, but I wasn't really. It was like, nah. Her foot was blistered to the point where she needed to either get some detention immediately on it. I mean, it was white. I guess the skin was white. It was definitely second degree at least. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Fuck. So she needed to see something, and she called her boyfriend, dude, and she's like, I'm up here. Just come down and get me there. Your daughter has her foot. I was rescued by pirates. She's like, your daughter has a foot, and then she had to call her mom to see if her mom would pick her up or something. It was just kind of fucked up.
Jesus.
Yeah. So there it was. I went home the next day. No incidents there. Just felt all weird and just kind of like whoa and
kind of sucking it all in.
Kind of sucking it all in, man. It was a good experience. It made me maybe realize that I could have been a minister. If I were religious, I would be a damn good minister, my friend.
Oh, well, that's it. It has nothing to do with that's just your ministerial abilities.
I would be the minister, man. And so minister cruise control actually works, man.
It's very appropriate. Yeah, absolutely. So,
all right. So now it's your turn.
Well, shit, dude. I went to this. Trying to think what I should start with. Oh, I'll tell about the podcast group.
No, that's right. That was last Wednesday, right?
Yeah, it was last Wednesday. Man, I'm ambivalent, honestly, because true enough, it held my attention. I mean, they talked about stuff I was interested in, because those 2 hours flew. But actually, it was an hour and a half, technically. Mm-hmm. So, but anyway, I thought it was going to be more networking and people, sharing ideas and shit like that. Hell no, this motherfucker stood up there for 2 hours sucking his own dick about how great he is, how he's the podcast Jesus, how him and his wife now own a business doing podcasting, and they're doing what they love.
Let me guess. Was there a I can help you do what you love too?
There was an underlying tone of it. Now, he never spoke about money while I was there, but there was a thing of, well, if anybody wants to do a podcast, I mean, we'll host it for you, blah, 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 blah. And then he tries to come off as this. That was the other thing, dude. He was trying to be this philanthropic ass nigga by letting us see this video about this guy this is a trailer for his podcast. Like, okay, you're making a trailer for your podcast, nigga? Like, it's not a movie. It's a fucking...
It's just it's just people talking, man. Just make it about people talking. Oh, wow, gotta be funny. It's fucking... That's the fucking court bullshit about it. Like, I might have a trailer, we gotta be the Johnson and Tofty, the Michael Bryan, the Breakfast Flakes podcast show.
Well, it's not even like that, though. It was him... It was actually a serious thing. It actually looked like a preview for... like an America's Most Wanted or some shit. Because basically this dude, his grandma got killed when he was a kid. And so it was a pretty fucking heinous, gruesome-ass murder. And so I guess he wants answers, so he's in the small town where he lives, and he's going around interviewing people and doing shit, and he's going to put this in his podcast. Well, the podcast Jesus up there said, that the guy kept emailing him and was so persistent and wouldn't give up. So finally, he emailed the guy back and said, okay, well, I don't think we could really take this on. We don't, and the guy was like, look, anything, man. And I don't have a budget. He's like, the guy didn't have a budget, but we're going to help him anyway. So now yeah, we're throwing him a crumb.
Yeah, so which means he wouldn't help you without having a budget.
Pretty much. Usually we work for...
Who is this fuckface dude who is doing this? What's his name?
His name is, I'll give it up. Fuck it. Chris Cerrone, Cerrenne, I think.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, he...
if he's putting himself out there, then he's putting himself out there, right? So...
Yeah, it's the Chris Cerrone Show, is what it's called.
Have you ever...
And here's the thing. That's the next thing I'm getting at here. Okay, now you'll love this being a Maha, dude. So he's talking about how he's got the #1 podcast, and everybody, they got this many downloads, and they got that many fucking listeners, and blah, 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 whatever. So...
time to find out.
Finally... Oh, yeah, check it out, man. Well, here's the thing. I was like, okay, it's the #1 podcast. I'm sure I'll be able to Google it and find it, no problem, right? Well, it's on iTunes. Well, there's one episode on SoundCloud, but if you really want to hear supposedly the meat of this wonderful podcast, if you don't go to his iTunes, and iTunes is strictly Apple, isn't it? You have to be an Apple user to use that?
Is it Chris Serrano?
Serrano, how's it spelled? C-E-R-R?
No, I don't know. How do you spell it? C-E...
Cerrone? Well, Jaws pronounces it Cerrone. C-E-R-R-E-N-E or E-N-N-E?
Can't you get...
I'll have to look it up later.
How do you look up shit without having it spell it for you?
Because Google finds it. They correct my spelling, dude. They'll find something that's...
Maybe Chris Serrano or...
No, it's not Serrano. It's Cerrone.
CBS Denver. I don't know. No, that's a Christy Serrano. I don't know. I'm not finding much. But...
you know what, man? Like I said, neither was I. And it wasn't until I found his little YouTube trailerums that told him, oh, yeah, go to our podcast at iTunes, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, okay, iTunes, it's only on iTunes? You were limiting yourself.
Well, why? Not only that, but if it was really popular on iTunes, it would still show up on Google.
Well, you'd think, right? The Chris Cerrone Show, C-E... I think I don't know. See, for me, Google corrects it. I'll spell something and it'll pop up. Maybe because he's in the same city. I don't know.
All right, we'll try that.
Anyway, you want me to? I can go into my Facebook.
No, it's not. It's something to do now. I'm just fun. Because we're on the fucking show.
On the thing. Well, here's the thing, man. Trust me when I tell you. He's got his shit on iTunes. He thinks he's Jesus because he has his shit on iTunes. Says everybody's got their stuff on iTunes. Anyone who's anybody has their shit on iTunes. And I'm thinking, wow, dude, you're really limiting your listenership. So how can you have the #1 podcast? Imagine if you made it available to everyone, not just iTunes users.
And I'm not finding this motherfucker. So if he has one of the most popular podcasts, I've never heard of him. So what does it talk about on it? I don't know.
The one I heard, he was interviewing a guy about something. It was the one on his SoundCloud, and he was interviewing this dude, and the guy was, I guess he's a comedian, but he was talking about how he grew up in Brooklyn, some of the things he ran up against, and it was actually kind of boring. I was like, damn, this guy's a fucking rice cake, gangster rice cake.
So the interview was boring itself too. So
the interview guy was, because he was letting the interviewer talk most of the thing, but the interviewee, sorry, he let the interviewee talk most of the time. So the guy was just kind of going into his little tangents.
All right. So anyway, at the podcast thing, and
it's this exclude. Let's exclude motherfuckers. This is the shit that Apple pulls. You know what I'm saying? This is an Apple ass fuck, dude.
Oh, of course they don't. Because you have to be on Apple. Everybody uses. No, most people actually don't use Apple.
Exactly. And I had the same problem you just did just now. That's actually what I wanted to demonstrate.
I just think it's kind of funny that he. I couldn't find him, and then also his whole thing was just him talking for an hour and a half. It was a meetup group, right?
Yeah, he's the teacher though, and we're the students. That's kind of the attitude, because he's up at the front of the room and he's showing us, like, at one point that's when he showed us the trailer that he did, and this is the guy, we're doing his podcast. And
so nothing even about like how to be a really good podcaster. No like tips on what thing to use and stuff.
Yeah, he did. Later he did. There was something called Libsyn that he pulled up. I guess it's where you make your own account. And I guess you can I don't know if you can, like, a self-made bullshit site.
How about you do this? You use your sound recorder on your computer, and you Skype your other podcast people if you're not around them, and then you record it, and then you put it on YouTube, and then you can also record that on an MP3 from YouTube and share that around as an MP3, and then you've got your podcast. I wonder who does that. I don't know anybody who does that, but that might be an idea. That's a good idea. We might try that.
Thinking about
we might try that one time. Yeah, just
should
see how that works.
Well, that's it, dude. This guy just seemed like such a clown to me. Just as silly as he was with his stupid fucking. I'm up at the. I'm the teacherist, and anybody wants to do a podcast, and we'll host it for you. And then, dude, there was actually people going, "What would I do it about?" And I'm like, "Oh,
what are you doing? Wow. What would I do? What are you doing there? What are you? Oh, yeah. We'll do a Well, I don't know what I'll do a podcast about. But the ideas that to do. Well, how do you even have? If you don't have an idea,
why like you said, why are you even there? I mean, at that point, you're not even ready to do a podcast.
Well, most meetups are meetup groups where obviously I do a little bit of instruction in mine because I'm running an improv group. But that's a participatory thing where you're doing it the whole time. It's participation the whole time.
But they're participating because it's a share, like meet up. Let's all meet up, not just lecture at you.
Let's meet up, and I just stand there and go burky, sporky, durky, ding dang. Like whatever.
Right, running the whole goddamn meeting. At least even Toastmasters, different people got up. You know what I'm saying? Whereas with this, it was like just one dude standing up there talking at you for an hour and a half.
Did the description of the podcast event tell you that? Was it like, hey, good Chris Krabadoo discusses the thing? Or was it just like podcast meetup? Come on, we're all meeting.
That's all it was. Yeah, podcast meetup. Here's where we're meeting. Blah blah blah, and had the address and everything. So that's why I was like, all right, cool.
So anything else notable from that?
I did see Silent Caesar. Shout out to him. I don't know if you remember him from All Talk. He was in the studio a few times. I don't think you were there, but it's a black dude, old black dude.
No, no, I didn't see him. I don't think I know a younger black dude.
Nah. Oh, King Solomon?
King Solomon. Oh, that's what I'm thinking of, King Solomon.
You're thinking of King Solomon. No, but this is an older dude. He's had to be in his 60s or something. Anyway, he remembered me, and but he came over and did the usual a voice from the past, and I was like, I don't recognize you, man. He's like, you don't, I was like, why don't you recognize me? I'll give you a clue. Silent. And I was like, I had no. I was silent.
Why don't you just tell me who you are, fuckface?
Yeah,
you have to make me guess. If you were sighted, you would be doing hey.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's childish.
Yeah, it's like my little thing. I used to come up to you after work. Hey, my name's dude.
Yeah, but that was when you were like 9. Dude.
Oh, I was like 8 or 9. I knew you. We were fucking with each other, obviously, but he was.
Oh yeah, we were dumb kids. You were making fun of dumb kids doing that because a lot of them did it. You know what I'm saying?
I was just being stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was that, dude. That was the pod. So I may or may not go back. There's no talk of money, like I said, yet. But as soon as there is, I would be like, I'm the fuck about it here. So anyway, the second thing, dude, and you'll get something out of this. So Kraken and I decided we're going to try this ramen bar.
I think I kind of have an idea. I have an idea a little bit. I know you probably got some messed up responses from this shit.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
So, and you sounds like you've heard the story.
I just kind of brushed over it when I got to the part where where you were like, why the fuck do they have chopsticks and not forks? How about they have the good invention or rah 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 when people can use chopsticks fine, it's just you can't. So
to me,
to you.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. Chopsticks are primitive. I'm sorry. You're using 2 little sticks to eat some fucking meat or noodles.
Well, you're using a fucking pointed stick.
Like humans do.
Well, use a pointed a fork is just a pointed stick with points on it, dude. You know?
Yeah, but it's used for that. It's more advanced, wouldn't you say?
No, just
Than a
different.
fucking
I'd say it's
two-stick?
different. I'd say it's different because, especially with eating noodles, the way you eat noodles with chopsticks is you pull them up with the chopsticks.
Well, let's tellify this. Let me just tell the set the scene
Go
real
ahead.
quick.
Go ahead.
We walk in, and we sit down, and first thing I notice, there's chopsticks on the table, but no silverware. So I'm like, chopsticks on the fucking dude. You know why? You know, I can't eat with chopsticks. I hope they got silverware here. And Kraken's like, yeah, they do, man. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, okay. Still, why would motherfuckers eat with chopsticks?
Because they're not you. Why would you eat with a fork? Come on, dude. This is basic. Why the fuck would you do that? Why wouldn't you have a dog? Why don't you have a cane? Why don't you do a dog? Why don't you eat with this? It's the same shit, dude. It's a fork. A fork is a fucking piece of steel that's pointed. You jab it into shit.
Eat food. What nigga made chopsticks like?
Because you don't know how to use them. You don't know how to use them because you won't learn, so you don't know how to eat with them. It's like, why would anybody make a chainsaw when you can use a normal saw? I can just saw the thing. Why don't you do? Because you're not going to use it, so you're getting pissed off that it was there and not a fork. Did they have forks?
Yeah, they did. They did.
Then what the fuck are you even going on about, dude?
I just thought it was funny that here it was, some chopsticks sitting on the fucking table.
Because it's a ramen restaurant. It's a Chinese fucking ramen restaurant or Japanese, whatever the fuck.
You feel that I was trashing their culture? You know,
no, I feel that it's trashing something that you don't use. It's not because that's giving them bait for stupid shit. So let me get this straight. I know exactly what happens here. This is where. You say this shit, because this is where I got like, God, who wants to wear this primitive fucking piece of shit? And everyone just jumped on your ass.
No, actually nobody. The only person jumped on my ass was Kraken.
Oh, really?
Because I said it low enough for. See, Kraken loves to exaggerate shit a lot of times. Sometimes, man.
Oh, he does a lot of times.
And so, like, yeah, because believe me, dude, I'm not that goddamn disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? We joke about it, whatever. But hey, when it comes down to it, I said it at this volume, dude. You think that in this kind of restaurant, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it was nothing.
So he got upset with you about it, but when you got on Facebook, did anybody start any shit with you?
Oh, when I put up the video, no, not at all. Yeah, Matter of fact, somebody agreed. The guy was like, "Man, you said some real shit right there, man." Or something. I forget.
See, I just think it's different means of eating something, and people use different means of doing a lot of things. People wash their hands. People don't take showers. They take baths. Why would you be primitive and take a bath? You're in your own water.
No, okay, dude. But this. Let me just throw out one more point here, real quick. This from somebody, not you, but this from somebody who keeps giving me shit because I should get a smartphone, and I'm like,
that's exactly the same thing. So it's exactly the same thing.
Right, but the thing is, hey, he was jumping my shit on that for months. Since we worked together pretty much, and now all of a sudden I make my little comment about the chopsticks. It's all just personal preference, but you got to fall into the category.
Yeah, see that, and I'm just saying my personal. Like, I don't give a shit whether you like chopsticks or not. But now here's the thing: if they wouldn't have had forks and been like, no, we don't wait. Forks here. We'll take on no fork here for you. You do top tickle. You know what? They'll tell you. I'd be like, all right, well, fuck that. But they had forks, so as long as they had forks.
Well, you know what, dude? You can almost feel the persecution, dude. Because when you ask for silverware, they kind of, oh, okay. In the back of their mind, probably they're thinking, oh, dummy, don't know how to eat with chopsticks?
Exactly, just like you're going, God, stupid motherfucker. You're like, stupid motherfucker. Why don't you use the pointy thing and spear your food like a goddamn ninja? Tear! Boom, get
right.
Get your knife and your fork and
you tree branches and fucking food.
No, man. And he's like, oh, you motherfucker, you stab food like primitive. We use chopsticks so we can fucking kill you, shoot your eye out with chopstick. Whatever the fuck. And you're like, goddamn Americans don't even need the biscuit and deep flit. I'm not primitive. I eat with a fucking sharp fucking.
Damn right. I just think you know what it's like saying, oh, booga booga, me don't have air conditioners, so I want to live. Even when I move to city, I won't have air conditioner in my house then either. Like, nigga, you got the technology is available, so
I don't have air.
Like I said, the technology is available.
So
you still gonna get a fucking air conditioner?
Yeah,
dude?
Dude. I'll get an air conditioner when you get a smartphone.
In other words, you're gonna fight as hard as you can to not get an air conditioner.
It's just from what I hear, I have to mount it on the only ones that work. I have to mount on my window, and I have to do all this shit like get a fucking covering for the rest of my window, and it's not like just like a little box I can put in the corner. Those are shit, and there's like this weekend's gonna be shit. It's gonna be hot as shit, and there'll probably be like 1 or 2 more weekends throughout the rest of the year that'll be hot. But I'll deal.
Now those little ones that you just put on, they're on the floor. They're right below the window. Is that what you're talking about, or?
Yeah, those are.
You say they suck?
They kind of suck, yeah, and they're like $100 to $200. So, I mean, yeah, it will last me a couple years, but it's not really that. It's not going to make that much of a difference.
Shit.
I do work from home, and I am looking at other ways of because I found ways over the years to cool my place down too.
Now that to me, the air conditioner thing's a little different than a smartphone. A smartphone's a luxury, but I think air conditioning.
Well,
is
in Vegas, you cannot live without air conditioners. No way. Here,
even where you're at, it's 90 fucking degrees right now. Who sits in 90 degrees?
Oh, not right now. It's only like 75 degrees right now, 80 degrees, so it's not that hot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it will be over the weekend though. It's gonna be hot as fuck, so I'll be going. Oh god, at that point. But I'm gonna get some. I have some stuff. I've got some plans too.
It's the stems inside, man. I was getting ready. I felt like I was gonna pass out today when Kraken and I were out doing our shit.
Yeah, even with your all healthiness and stuff. Any sleep study shit going on, man? By the way.
No, not since they tried to pimp that fucking medication onto me. But I'm actually waiting to call them because I want to get down. See, here's the thing. Like I was starting to say, I don't want to pack on the pounds this weekend because I'm doing several things, man. I'm going with Cockatiel and Scorpion tomorrow night to Wingstop, and then Saturday night I'm going to see Donnie Menace and Locksmith and a few other acts.
Oh, with who?
And, Locksmith, Donnie Smith, or
oh, cool. Just yourself, though?
Donnie Menace. What's up?
Are you going with Hen Dog?
No, I'm going alone.
Oh,
I'm going solo.
Sweet, man. Hang out, dude. Yeah, enjoy yourself, man.
Well, that's it. I like doing that sometimes, man. I like to just go by myself, just trip off the music, what's going on around me, and I'm just like, hey, I'm in my... Actually, dude, I think I do the best in those situations, because when I got sightsties around me, like, shit's just not,
they kind of like sit in the wrong seat and do stupid shit like that, yeah. Well, you would always get to the right fucking seat. You're like, where's my seat? Take me to it. There I am. You're like, oh, take me to the seat. Now we're going to sit here for a while. Like, no.
Well,
no.
And not just him, but even guys like Greff. Greff's the same way.
Oh, of course.
Oh, by the way, Greff Greff pretty much got caught up in his own line about pussy scam.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, because, okay, so I talked to Ann, and so I'm going to actually hang out with them on Sunday night because I'm not working Monday.
Oh boy! So that's what you're talking about. You're gonna, oh my God, you're gonna hang out with them Sunday night.
And trust me, it's not any fucking or anything. I just do that honestly. Sometimes I just want to go do shit now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, well, Ann, you're not gonna. Ew, the fuck?
I'm not talking about sex.
No, you're just talking about hanging out, just getting the hell out. Regardless.
No sex. No. Just me, Ann, and Nick are all gonna hang out. The three of us.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that voluntarily. I'm just saying that. Nothing against them personally, but
just for you, yeah. See, I can deal.
I'm gonna hang out with you.
Actually, yeah. You know what? They were a little better last. And you know what, dude? Liquor makes it actually bearable. So
yes, that's why I get it. You're drinking both. You're drinking Friday.
I'm drinking that night. Plus, they want to order pizza, so I'm like, all right, Anyway, I guess the whole point of this was, she said something to me at one point about, G Motors sent me a text, or no, what is she? She said G Motors' wife, Megan, sent me a text, and I was like, Megan? I said, I know of Sabrina, and she's like, oh, well, it's his wife. They're supposedly been married for 2 years, and I'm like, no, there's a Sabrina that I know about, but anyway, today, man, I guess they talked or something, and he texted me. He's like, hey, you going to hang with them this weekend? Listen, just so you know, Megan was a chick that I made up just so that Ann doesn't bother me because she keeps hitting on me all the time. and you know what? We should make fun of this shit because, dude, this is where lying on your dick gets you in trouble,
Why would you lie with different names?
That's what I said to him. I think it's a little late now because I said I know of Sabrina, not fucking.
But in your head, you're going, hey, you wanted to let that out. You're like, oh, you dumbass.
Yeah.
I know of a Sabrina. Do you know of a Sabrina, Ann? Oh no.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like, give them enough rope, they'll hang themselves
Yeah,
eventually.
dumb.
And
Yeah,
I didn't do it to be mean. I did
not.
it to teach his dumbass a lesson, man. Because it's like, hey, here it is. Obviously,
Griff.
Yeah, well, you're making up these, and I even told him, I said, why didn't you just use Sabrina? And he's like, well, he can't, dude, he had a shitload of excuses, but the best one was, well, we just started dating, man. And I'm like, so what? You got their name, you could use that if you don't, if you're really not interested in Anne, which I doubt, dude. Anyway.
I think he's interested. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, we ain't even going there. But
we know that,
yeah. Not to gossip or anything, man, but it's just one of those things because we've talked about it before, so I figure,
that's
comes
hilarious.
back.
No, it's just hilarious how people will just do that kind of shit, I mean, it happens to everybody, or a lot of people. People do stupid shit all the time, but just to have it going on for that long and not covering up your shit. If you're going to bullshit, try to be consistent in your bullshit. That's all.
That's it. Otherwise you make up different shit for different people. It's like you don't remember what you said, and then those people talk, and you guess what? Your whole shit. So at one point he was just like, "Can you talk?" And I'm like, "Nah, man. I got to go to a speaking event." And he's like, "It's cool. Don't worry about it, man." And I'm like thinking because he was shitting himself. He was, dude.
Yeah.
His bullshit was getting blown out of the box. But that's what you get for bullshitting, homie.
That's what you get, dude. That is what you get for bullshitting, man.
Absolutely. It comes back on you.
Oh, man, dude.
Shit. Anyway, man. Well, I think I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I know that I kind of warmed my I blew my load on the
spaghetti story.
The spaghetti story, man, which I think was probably my best story ever on this fucking thing, dude.
Well, people loved your pissing out in the wind story,
well, yeah,
by the way.
But this one, I mean, this was like an epic, dude. This took like
Yeah, it was one of those that had a climax to it.
Had a climax, a beginning, an end, and a happy ending, which is always good, just like our show. This is the 22nd of June, 2017, the Nothing Sacred Show. It has been, at least. And I am Cruise Control.
And I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And that's the story there, bitches! Heil Hitler! Yeah, my fucking